Welcome, everyone. Okay, there it is, recording. Got it. Okay. I want to welcome everybody, and all of the people that I see your faces are so supportive of scholarships and students and the museum and art league. So thanks for everyone being here. I did want to say that we're trying to reach out to the 14 county area that is designated by the Indiana Arts Commission. TAF, the Arts Federation, is our contact person for the Indiana Arts Commission, although you could contact the commission by going on their website. But we've asked before if we have, schools that respond to TAP, and they said a lot of times they have designed this because it was for the cities or the city planning group so that they could apply for grants to promote the arts in their community, like the murals and art, public art, and they don't have very much interaction with schools. So, if you hear from TAF, please try to respond. But like Lori Murphy, who's from teaching out in Kentland, said that she mainly works through Prairie Arts Council. So we know those other little galleries, and they're really beautiful Carnegie buildings. They have great art exhibits. So, it's worth a drive to go and visit some of those. The first issue that I really wanted to bring up was the Art Museum of Greater Lafayette has studio art classes, and we have been offering, Art League has been offering for some time. And I know when Art League first started, it was to promote the receptions and help do sorting and things like that at the museum. But then we became a fundraiser, and we give money to their foundation. We also help purchase art, and but we really encourage scholarships, and therefore K through 12 student scholarships. We have a lot of graduate students at Purdue right now who are joining in the classes, but they're on a very limited budget, so they apply for scholarships. And of course, we have adults who have a need. And I'm happy to say that since I gave 3 scholarships, I think, in the summer, starting in June, because we worked through the fiscal year. But in September, and these are from September until December scholarships, I've given, and my committee have granted 12 scholarships in the last month. So that's very exciting. If you're interested in taking a class or a workshop at the museum, you can go to their website, www.artlafayette.org. Okay, pause on that for a minute. Does anyone have a question about that? Because you can unmute yourself and ask me. Okay. The next scholarship that I would like to mention is in the past, we have given to AEAI, and it's Art Education Association of Indiana, which is the Indiana group, contact group for art teachers, and then it's also part of the NAEA. We have offered a $100 scholarship toward conference registration, and the conference is in Fort Wayne in November, and it's open to every AEAI member or art teacher, because I suppose you could join, and it's open to everyone in the entire state. And I've only had one person apply, and I set a deadline for that. I sent a letter out, and I set a deadline for that for the beginning of October, thinking that we'd have to do some paperwork or whatever. But like that woman's school corporation paid for it, so we will just reimburse them. So if you know an elementary teacher, or you know a friend, or you want to go, please contact me. And if you end up going spur of the moment, you know, in November, because I know schools, you know, schools used to let people off, or we used to have teacher like in-service days or training days that you could go to that, or teacher institute, and all that is very different now. So if you decide to go to the conference, please contact me, because at this point, I probably still will have those $100 scholarships or stipends. The other thing is, if we have that money left, I know that AEAI has a small workshop or convention type thing at St. Mary of the Woods College in, I think it's in June. And if you know that you're going to that, please ask, because we might still have this money, and our fiscal year ends in June. So we would still have that money to offer to you as teachers. So please contact me. The next is New Artist, and that is a high school exhibition that it has been at the museum. Oh, I forget how long, 30 years or more, 35 years maybe. And it's sponsored by the Art Museum of Greater Lafayette and the Art League. And I know that they're sending information out to you this month, and they have the same emails as I had to send these letters. So you should be getting information from them. It's a wonderful show, and we hope you participate. And it will be, I think the work will be decided maybe in January or February. And Grace said the dates are March 10th through April. And it will be worth your time to look into that.
LuAnn,
yes.
if I might just add, yes, we hope to send out that information to all the teachers. It'll be coming, I believe, from Scott Frankenberger. And they have changed the application format. So instead of jot forms, it's a personalized database management system now. So it should be much easier for you to use as a teacher to register your students. Yes, Lori's got her finger crossed. She's on the committee too. So that's our hope and our desire. And it will all be judged online. And those that are accepted will then be, you'll receive notice. They'll be matted and framed and brought to the museum, and then they'll be judged for the first, second, and third place and the named awards. So that will all be done with the finished project. Yes, Lori, question?
Sorry, 3D work, because you just said matted and framed.
Yeah.
And 3D worked, I'm sorry. Any
Okay.
finished piece, yes.
Okay.
Lori's, yeah, she's never participated. So there's photography, there's digital art, there's textiles or fibers, painting, drawing, printmaking.
We have 8 categories, so there should be a place for you to put someone. And as a teacher, you can submit 10 students.
Okay.
And each, if you have another high school teacher at your school, they can
Another
also
10.
Okay. Yeah. And also with that, kind of piggybacking it, Artist Own has their AOHSAS, Artist Own High School Area Art Show, I think. Anyway, that's a really nice show, and they are sending their information out also in September. And I asked if that was only for the very Tippecanoe area schools, and they said no, it was not. It was for the Arts Commission's 14 county area. So Lori, your school will be actually able to be participating in that show too, and that's a really nice show. It's in an art gallery in a store front, because Artist Own is a cooperative store.
We had one last year in there.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, so I just wanted you to know about that one.
LuAnn,
Yes,
doesn't TAF also have a high school art show around the same time in the spring?
no, it's for elementary. It's for the elementary school.
Okay.
I
Thank you.
didn't know if anybody has for middle school. Maybe maybe that is also for middle school, like elementary and middle school. And
Yes, that was
okay,
in the middle school. Yeah.
and that is a great thing for art to remind elementary people, because when I sent these information letters out, I really only sent it directed to the high school teachers, because in this 14 county area, there were 40 school corporations and a lot of teachers. And so I asked that as my kind of bottom request, that if you had elementary teachers that were interested, please forward the information. So when you get that, if you can do that as teachers, that would be very helpful. My fifth point is the Art League offers the Lucille Bertram Scholarship, which is $1,000 scholarship to a high school senior. And I will be sending those letters out in March. The applications will be due around the 1st of May, and my committee will help, and we will go through all the applications and decide which lucky senior gets the $1,000. And they're usually, like this past year, it was really, a hard choice to make, because they were all very good. I think that teachers choose their very best students and encourage them to enter that, but they are supposed to be enrolled in a continuing in an art career at a university, or enrolled in an art school or college. So that would really be the only stipulation. And then they enter 3 pieces of art on, and it's not going to be on the jot form. It'll be on whatever the new artist is using to submit. And they have a letter from a parent, a letter from their teacher, and their own artist statement for us to read. And so that is something I think for your students, that's really a special award or recognition. And then lastly, for me, the Art League also gives out the Barbara Walker Art Educator Enrichment Scholarship. And it is a scholarship for teachers. And we have a budget of $800. So what I've said is it's a stipend of $200 to $400, depending on how many applicants we have. And I will send the information out in March of 2023 about that. And you can also forward that to your elementary teachers or someone that you think might have an idea. But I had a teacher this year, our committee had applied to the Kansas City Art Institute teacher program for the summer. It's a week in the summer. And, years ago, 10 years ago or 20 years ago, that was all free and paid for. Now you have to pay for it. And it's an honor to be accepted. And there was a waiting list, because the gentleman that received it, and he will be presenting in our May Art League luncheon, got put on the waiting list. And he goes, well, I got on the waiting list. I guess I won't do it. And I said, oh, Steve, please wait, because somebody will drop out. And this is really important. And we really want to support you. So don't give up. And sure enough, I think it was the day of our judging, he heard that he was accepted into the program. So he was thrilled. And another young woman used the money. She was working on getting her master's in art education. So you can use it for anything that, if you have a need, or say you wanted to go on a trip or a special workshop that's out of the area and you're going to have some financial issues that, they each got $400 because they were the only people that applied this year. So we're really encouraging that. So I hope that you will take advantage of that. Are there any questions from me on these programs? Okay.
We have,
Oh, yeah.
our elementary art teacher has the last couple of years been going to St. Mary's of the Woods. So I want to pass the information on for scholarship.
Because she would, that would qualify for that scholarship. But if no one else applies to go to that AEAI, and ask her or him if they're involved in the AEAI convention, because they could actually get both. But if we don't spend that money, I'm going to suggest to my board, because it's all AEAI, one's a convention and one's that St. Mary of the Woods workshop, that we should use that money. So
Okay.
please have that person contact me.
Okay, so just straight up contact you. There's,
Yeah, because there's
Okay.
two opportunities, and if they're in AEAI to go to St. Mary's, they're probably in AEAI to go to the convention. So
Okay.
that was great. Thank you. All right, and I have Sue Carr here. Several of you have met her right when we started the meeting. But Sue's going to talk about bling on a budget.
Okay, I want to say hi to Jessica Zamora, who joined us too. I really was glad to hear the review of all the different scholarships. What?
Jess is the one I was talking about. Jessica.
Oh, Jess. Okay, the
She-
elementary teacher.
Yeah, she
Elementary
goes to
art.
St. Mary of the Woods workshop every year.
Oh,
Yes.
Jessica, there's
Hello.
a scholarship.
good,
Well,
good.
Actually, the schools paid for it this last year.
Oh, Okay.
So I didn't have to pay for it myself. They took it out of some sort of funding.
Cool. Okay.
Well, I'm glad people know about those, and many of us who are in the Art League are active member of NAEA and AEAI and have been for years. You probably wonder how we come up with all this money. And currently, the way we raise money is through collecting gently used, previously appreciated jewelry, scarves, purses, men's accessories. And we have a huge sale 2 days in December. This year it will be Friday, December 2nd and Saturday the 3rd. And we have had to expand our hours because the public and many of the teachers, need to come as well. And we have probably, I counted today, over 20 6-foot-long tables covered with nice tablecloths, beautifully arranged priced jewelry. And we're talking about everything from festive jewelry, religious jewelry, sterling gold, silver tone, gold tone, celebrating holidays. There's all kinds of things. And we just have thousands and thousands of pieces. And we do have a secret bid auction for the higher end things, where we have a really reasonable secret bids starting price. And I couldn't, in my background, show you a slideshow of all these things, but there, Chris has sent out a flyer, and Chris, you could probably send it to this group through the list that LuAnn has. Got a flyer. Here's our little bling monster, designed by LaDonna. So we are on Friday from 10:30 to 12:30, and Saturday 10 and also 3 to 6 on Friday, and then Saturday 10 to 3. And as you probably know, the museum is open every day of the week from 11 to 4, even Saturday and Sunday. So anytime you have jewelry to drop off, or you want to do that, just please do drop it off. And the people who shop there, many are members, but a lot of the public is finding out about this. And we raised around $8,000 last year selling this gently used jewelry. And we've inspired some people to do things with jewelry and the crafts and sculpture. We have the freebie box for the art teachers and the crafty kids who may, oh, I want those beads, or I've got an idea. We have people making purses out of men's ties, had a workshop on that. This has been a great opportunity for people to volunteer. to actually appreciate the design work that goes into jewelry, and to be able to identify jewelry and to learn about the craft. There is, of course, junk, which we try not to put in the sale. So we put it in our yard sale, which we have in the spring. And we do that jointly with the Symphony Guild, and we raise even more money. I think we raise around $1,000 a year at the yard sale. And it's a fun way for us to support art education and support enrichment. I love the scholarship for personal enrichment or classroom enrichment. I think those are probably my favorite of them. And anyway, I could answer any questions you might have about bling, but we hope that you'll be able to get to the bling sale, and there'll be pictures coming up. Chris is going to have more on the webpage soon, and just take a look. There'll be a lot of photos, and there might be some past photos on there that'll show you what that looks like. It is just incredible. I tried to put a background picture up, but it didn't work this time, so it's okay. Any
Yeah.
questions? Okay, that's where your money comes from.
Other fundraisers that we have are the fashion show in the spring, which is
Oh,
really,
that's right.
we have asked teachers before to be our models. And we do have the holiday tea, but it's during the time that you're taking off. You'd have to take off school to be a participant. So yeah.
Mhm.
The
No,
bling sale is totally for scholarships.
Correct.
Whereas the fashion show is more operating.
Mhm.
Yes.
And we do occasionally have people who don't want to come to the sale, don't need any more jewelry, but they do make gifts, and we appreciate that.
Yes. I have the computer question, you guys. So I tried to mute myself because I was muted, and then I clicked it off, and now just these icons come up, like a solid, a half, and a line. And I can't, normally I can just click mute and it just closes it out. So if I'm coughing or something while you're talking, I apologize, because I don't know what to do. Does anyone have questions for any of us?
I do. Lori, what school are you at?
No. Lori Murphy.
Yep, I'm at the high school at South Newton.
Okay, all right,
Jessica's in the elementary.
okay.
And we got a new middle school art teacher, Patricia Holloway.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad for all of you outlying school teachers. I went to North White, and I'm so grateful that we had one art teacher and she taught 2 classes back in the day. And so I'm always so grateful when those smaller schools have great teachers. So thank you for doing that
Yeah.
job.
Did you ever do Prairie Arts? Were you school teacher?
I'm too old for that.
That's what
that
I
was-
wanted.
Yeah, yeah.
I would like to add that you should, as a high school teacher, you should get a letter through your email informing you how to apply for the New Artist Show. And if you don't get it, sometimes we have trouble crossing into your email access. So call us or call the museum and say, what's going on? I thought I'd be getting something. And we want to get that information to you because we want you to be able to enter.
And with photography, it's no big deal. We can print 2 of things, but the time frame into our art show or Prairie Arts art show, there's conflicts, so we have to make choices as to where we'll send stuff. That's tough.
Yes,
They have my,
totally understand.
all the teachers have my email. So I
Okay.
send it to me and I can get it to you.
Yeah.
And
Lori,
Sunday is the Art on the Wabash in West Lafayette, a great art show. So if you have time and can come into town, it's from 10 to 4 and it'll be a great show. They have 40 artists. It's a juried entry. So I think you'll enjoy it. At
Chris?
Tapawingo Park.
Chris McCauley or Lori, would you like to say anything about the museum or before we close off?
I'll just chime in real quick. Chris can join us here in a second. I'd just like to thank the Art League. You know, it's been a long time supporter, and there's so much work that you guys do. And actually, Chris and I today were talking about putting some wording together for an end of year campaign. And one of the things we were discussing was the scholarships that you guys make available and the support that you give us for so many things. And it really does add to the value of the museum. So thank you guys.
Welcome.
Yes, I want to reflect that. Thank you. This is exciting, and I look forward to the show. I know we have some wonderful galleries open right now, some 3 exhibitions, one that's coming live next Friday and the other 2 that just opened that are wonderful. So if you get a chance to come in, please do stop by and check those out. But otherwise, I'd just like to, you know, reflect my thank you. And if there's anything y'all need, please, you know, use the appropriate channels and get a hold of me.
Thanks, LuAnn.
Yeah, thank you all. Sorry, I lasted for 32 minutes. I'm gonna let Chris or someone, you're all welcome to leave the meeting. Sorry.
I just wanted to tie in just a fun story about Bling, and I've been a board member for 3 or 4 years. How many years, Dawn? She's the one that got me started in it. At any rate, I had this, how many?
I don't know, maybe 5.
5, 4 or 5, yeah. So I had this opal necklace charm that my grandmother gave me from, we won't mention what year, but it was when I graduated from high school, and it just been sitting there, and I thought, well, I'll just give it to Bling. And then Sue Carr put it in the silent auction. So there was a silent bid. Well, this one lady, she just fell in love with it, and I didn't say anything about it because I was running the booth there. And she said, I hope I win this because I'm going to celebrate my 1 year of being cancer free. And so I was like really hoping that she would get it. And as it turns out, she got it. And I was really happy. I didn't have to, I just sent good vibes. But so anyhow, so I called her and I was like, you won, congratulations. And she was like, oh, and I just wanted to tell you thanks again because my son had a scholarship through the Art League. And so it became full circle. And it was like, sometimes I wonder, I joined the Art League. It's a lot of fun. It's, I love meeting all the people involved. And it was just a rewarding experience for me to have it come full circle. And it's like, yes, that is why I joined, in order to help with scholarships and things of that nature. So just wanted to tie that in.
Good.
Sorry.
All right.
Anything else?
Okay.
LuAnn, do you want a picture of this group for your record? I could do a screenshot if you do.
Sure.
Everybody want to kind of look gorgeous or smile or anything? All right, give me just a second. All right, I captured it. All right. Thank you.
Good. Yeah. Thank you to the teachers that took the time to come. I really appreciate it.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Jessica. I didn't get Jessica in there.
Okay.
Is she still there, Jessica?
There
Yeah,
she is.
she
Yeah,
is.
there she is.
Okay. Because I can't see her and my participant name. Jessica, Lori was telling me that you go to that St. Mary of the Woods, and do you also go to the AEAI convention?
I have in the past went, but I have a student teacher this year, so I'm not going to be able to go to the convention this year because she'll be finishing up with me that week. And so it's just not, the timing of it this year is not convenient, but I have went to it in the past.
Okay, because were you here when I talked about the AEI scholarships? in stipend?
I think I caught the tail end of that, and I knew there was $100, I believe, stipend, scholarship, something like that.
There's a $100 stipend to go for the registration to the convention, but we have $500 and I've had one applicant. So of course that person we awarded that. But if we have the money left, because it still was designated for AEAI, that St. Mary of the Woods is AEAI. So
Yeah.
please contact me or send me a note now and I'll put you in my folder and we'll make contact in the spring.
Okay.
That's normally in June or July, correct?
Yes, it's in July. It's like the second week.
All right. And our fiscal year ends in June. So do you sign up for it prior to July?
Yes.
Okay, good. So please be in contact with me about that.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Well, thank you. I had computer issues and then it wouldn't load. And so then I was like, well, I'm 15, 20 minutes late, but I'm going.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. Thank you. This is the first time we've ever done this. And I didn't know, I do know that my letter reached people. And I also was hoping that this would reach more people, but it's great. I'm really so happy that you took the time out of your night.
Absolutely. Thank you for having all of us. I had asked Lori Murphy about this before, because I was like, I've never heard of them doing this. And I just thought, wow, how cool to have, you know, all of us together at once. So
Yeah. And the art league, you know, they don't always get to meet the teachers. This year, we're hoping to have the teachers come to our luncheon. And so far I have one, you know, that's also during the school year, so you have to get off, but it's also a good community event, I think, for the school and for the community. So I think they'll probably let them come.
Will you send that out? I don't think I've gotten it in recent years. I got it when we used to do Purdue.
Okay. Oh, to go to those Purdue workshops?
Yeah. But as far as the luncheon thing, I don't know that.
Oh, I'm sorry. The luncheon is for the art league.
Oh,
It's end of the year. And so we've invited the teachers who won this past year to come and present about what they did. So when you apply this coming year, then we'll have you come in 2024. Okay?
got it.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Or you can join Art League and come. That'll be your only meeting.
I need to join one more thing. I'm in Prairie Arts and Jasper County Art League.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
But someday.
Thank you, LuAnn, for organizing.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, LuAnn. I just wanted to say, I'm not a teacher, but I appreciate to hear about the scholarships.
Yes,
Me
yes.
So it's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye,
so much.
everybody.
Bye.
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 Bye.